Hey guys, it's Octavia here. It has been a little bit since I have come to you with an update, so I want to jump right in. It's been 3 years post-op since my vertical gastric sleeve surgery that I had, and I just wanted you to know how I'm doing. For those of you who really follow me on YouTube, and you are probably on this journey as well, I wanted to give you an update. Again, it's been 3 years. I have been living during that time, as we all have, but this has definitely been a journey. I'll begin by saying it is absolutely still the best decision I've made regarding my health. There has been complications along the way, but nothing that would change my mind and to make me go backwards and say, no, I wouldn't do this. So when I say complications, I'll explain that a little bit later. Some of them were to my own doing. It had nothing to do. It's just repercussions that you probably do things to yourself. You don't follow the plan, and so those are things. But I'll begin by saying that my largest weight was probably way before, probably 270. My highest weight, but I began the journey at 260, and that was August 9th, 2016. I had my surgery in Alexandria, Louisiana, where Dr. Samuel Bledsoe was my surgeon. He has since moved to another city and state where he is practicing and changing lives, might I add, one stomach at a time. Literally. So but anyway, so I had my surgery, and I was able to lose about 80 pounds over a period of time, a year and a half. I took a little longer to lose mine than some other people. I've had people who have had the surgery and they lost over 110 pounds, like what seemed to be quick. And my journey was just a little bit different. However, I'm grateful that 3 years later that I have kept off about 60 pounds. And I will tell you what, if it weren't for this particular tool, I know I would have gained it back. I just would have. And I have done this before in the past. Before the surgery, I have lost weight on my own, and there was no problem. And then something would happen and I would eat and change. I'd never changed my diet, really my lifestyle. So anyway, so 3 years later, 60 pounds remains. I have gained about 15-20 pounds back. I have lost 10-15 pounds, and then I gain again, and I'll explain why some of that has happened. But I was instructed in the beginning, whenever you go through this process, that typically a lot of people will gain 15 to 20 pounds back overall. Now, again, if you're looking at 150 pounds removed, 160 pounds removed, then 20 pounds is not so bad. But when I only lost about 80 initially, then for me, it's hard for me that 20 pounds is, I can really feel the difference, and I can also feel when I lose it. So I am on this journey. Let's jump in really quick as to why I gained some of that weight back. I personally know that when I stopped monitoring everything that I was intaking, that's when I started down a slippery slope. I used to always monitor how much water I drank, how much fluids I was getting in, how much protein I was getting in. In the beginning, I was logging everything. And then you think you kind of know it, and you realize you can cheat a little bit, and then you cheat, and then you go back to the basics, and then you cheat again, and you go back to the basics. It's a yo-yo that my story is really no different than anyone else's on this journey. It's not unique, because you find yourself in a place whereas you get used to what you're doing. You do the same thing, and you develop those old habits that you let go of. They come back, and so you have to watch that. So to let you know some of my downfalls, again, I stopped monitoring everything. I used to have this protein shake every morning. Well, then I started drinking coffee. I started drinking coffee in the morning instead of the shake. There's nothing wrong with coffee, but I swapped that habit, whereas I know I needed to get my protein in first. And then along came some other things. I ended up having another surgery that I had not talked about up until now, but there's really no reason for me to go into it just yet. I think I'll do a separate video as to what surgery I had. Those that are around me kind of know what I went through, but then that sent me down another, it was not skin surgery or anything, but it was another, so to speak, life-threatening surgery that I had to have. And again, I'll discuss that later on, but then that changed my plans. And one of the main things that has consumed a lot of my time, and this is something that I do not talk about a lot, my husband has an illness called multiple sclerosis, and it's short term, it's the short abbreviation is MS, and he has required a large majority of my time. And again, when I had the surgery, he was in better, I mean, he actually drove me to the hospital, he was doing good, and now his condition has diminished to a point that I am doing a lot of the work. Again, that will be in a different video. I am careful not to bring up him as much because I would like to protect his dignity, and when he is ready for me to discuss what goes on with him on my day-to-day basis, then I'll probably talk about it. But that has been the crust of everything that I'm going through. With that being said, being able to care for my husband has allowed me to be in ministry more, so there's a blessing in all of that. But I do notice that when I'm taking care of him, I do not do as much for me. And I take care of his meals, I prepare his meals, and guess what? I'm too tired to prepare my own. And so I noticed that's where this 15-20 pound weight gain has come from. Now, will I stay here? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You learn to have resolve. And one of the beauties about this tool is you can always put some fuel in that bad boy and crank it up, and it happens. It'll work for you. So you go back to the basis of doing some, not full liquids, but just put protein first, minimize those portion controls, and you will see it feels like you are snatching that stomach right back to where it used to be post-op day one. So anywho, you guys, I don't want this to be a very long video. I just wanted to run that by you. I am still holding on. I'm still staying strong. I am still singing. If you follow me on my Instagram, it's Octavia's Music. On Facebook is Simply Octavia. My website is Simply Octavia. And again, on here, you can please subscribe if you have not done so already. This is just reality, guys. You can gain 15-20 pounds, but one thing you keep is your resolve and saying, I will never, ever give up. Ever. And that's what keeps me going. And I know how I feel whenever I eat wrong. I haven't exercised. Oh my gosh. I have not exercised. And again, this is due to my lifestyle that has drastically changed at home. And no excuses. I have a spin bike at home. I could actually use it. But life gets in the way. So here's my thing. I come on here to let you know so that I can be accountable, to not just say, oh yeah, she had the surgery and she moved on and then she gained it back. So many people gain 30 pounds, 40, 50 pounds back. And the further out you get, the harder it is to get rid of it. So if you are that person who has had VSG and you don't know how to get back, contact your local support group. You need to be around those people with the same mindset. Go back through a list. If you can find anything that you had years ago, find all of those things that you did, all of those little, even their videos. I even go back to my own videos and say, what was I thinking? This is where I was with that mindset. Did I eat pizza before? Yes. I watched a movie. Do I need to do that again? And people say, oh, just do it in moderation. Please. If you did it in moderation before, you'd have lost weight without surgery. So if you use that line, is it really working or does it make us just feel good? No, we really need to go back to the basics. And I will never ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. We have to work together on this and understand what you did before. It produced all of the overweightness, all of the old habits. I got to a point where I would not eat and watch TV. And guess what? Now I go back to fixing my food. I sit down and I eat, and uh, and I watch TV again. And what happens when you eat and watch TV? You're no longer focusing on what's in front of you. You want larger portions so you can enjoy and graze, and you don't really allow your stomach to connect with your brain. So I just went back to the basics, and hopefully I will lose this 15, 20 pounds and kind of keep it off. I lose, I gain, I lose, I gain. It's just a fluctuating thing. But I really want to make sure that I go back. So my vow is to begin to monitor and log whatever I drink. Again, I have this right here. I don't know if I can actually talk about it. Yeah, I guess I can. Smart water. Sometimes I refill the containers. So anyway, but I have water. I drink this. This is about 23 ounces. I have a larger one that's about 50. And if you can get in enough during the day, it'll flush that stuff out. It'll get you to start losing weight. So, hey guys, if I don't do what's right, the only thing that's waiting for me on the other side is another 60 pounds of gain. And I don't want that. So I'd rather take the loss of weight loss and actually put in the work. So those of you who are praying people, please pray for my husband. Please pray for him. The summer months are really bad for him. The fatigueness, it really attacks and affects MS patients. And I want to be the best wife I can to make him feel good during this time, make him feel pleasant weather-wise. It's really hard on him. And no one wants to work out during this time. It's so hot. We're in the middle of August. But if you are a praying person, please say a prayer for my husband that God will do what he does best. He knows what needs to be done and do what he does best. Also pray for my strength. If you can do that, that would be great. But up until next time, you guys, if you have not subscribed, please do. And if you have any ideas, those of you who have been 3-4 years out, hey, please just drop me a little message down there and say, hey, this is what I'm doing that works. We're in this together. Just, guys, never, ever, ever give up. All right, never give up. I will talk to you guys in another 6 months, because if I say 3 days or 4 days, it'll probably be 6 months. But hopefully before 6 months. But subscribe, and I will subscribe back. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.